Hello everybody, it is Jamarcus and I'm here with week 7 of the RQA Beads Division. We're faced off against Milk Chocolate, who is near the top, if not number 1 in the league right now, which is not good for us because we're kind of fighting for playoffs here. We're 4-2, so we're doing good. Winning this game would pretty much guarantee playoffs. Losing it means we really want to win our last week of the regular season. So his team is fantastic, fantastic into mine as well. Feels like every week somebody has a phenomenal Darkrai counter. Oops. Uh, Last week it was the keys, Clef Key, that's what it's called. But yeah, it just feels like either I'm getting unlucky with my matchups with Darkrai or Darkrai just has a lot of bad matchups, which could definitely be the case. Enam also struggles quite a bit. There's a fast Pokemon that resists its stab. The Corviknight, Tinkaton. Not having a great time. Even Cryogonal is taking hits, and then Terra Mach is taking hits pretty well. One Pokemon from my team that does look fantastic is a Rotom. It feels like it kind of beats most of this team. It only really loses to a Azumarill and Hydreigon. Rotom is fantastic into pretty much everything else. So that's going to be probably my most important member this week. Quagsire is also nice defensively. Helps me not lose to Bellydrum Azu. Seems pretty helpful. What am I expecting from him? Probably a defensive Tusk to help with Excadrill and Metagross. Cinderace is probably going to show up. I just think it's a really nice speed tier. Maybe it can run Adamant. I'm not actually sure. Corviknight might come. Zapdos might come. I don't think both of them are going to come. I feel like they kind of have overlapping roles. Although they're good into different things. Maybe like a Fizdef Zapdos for Excadrill and Spadef Corv is helpful for Enam and even Keldeo and Darkrai. So maybe both could show up. Serperior probably won't show up. It's not great into Enam, although spreading paralysis is pretty nice, but it's terrible into Dragalge. It's another thing that loses to Rotom. So Serp might come, might not come. I think Azumarill is fantastic here, though. I would not be surprised to see it. Tinkaton will probably come just because it's so good into Darkrai. And then, honestly, I don't think they're going to bring a Terra Captain. I would assume Great Tusk, Cinderace, Corviknight, Azumarill, Hydreigon, and then Tinkaton, maybe Zapdos. That's what I'm guessing. Let's see what I brought. My team kind of sucks this week, to be honest. I was not happy with the team I brought. I didn't put that much effort into building it, as you'll see. Max defense, max defense. This one, I don't think this calc actually means anything. I might have calced, like maybe I live a Great Tusk Earthquake or something. 2 of them. And then max, like enough speed for Great Tusk. Which is not a good team. But anyways, let's go over it. I have Surf plus Ice Beam that hits most of their team besides Azumarill, which seeing as this is my Bellydrum Azumarill check, I don't know what that's supposed to be doing. Then Stealth Rock and Recover. I did kind of mean to have Yawn over Ice Beam, because Ice Beam, what does that hit? Zapdos and these two, which all of these 3 are probably beating Quagsire, so I'm not going to be staying in to click Ice Beam anyways, so maybe Yawn would have been more helpful. Rocks are really good here though, and they don't have any spikes, so I'm not really worried about hazards too much besides on Rotom, so I didn't feel the need to run boots on anything besides Rotom. Here's Darkrai. This is kind of just my lead. I've been leading a lot with Darkrai. It's been doing slightly more than it was the first couple weeks. Still not living up to a 19-point Pokemon though. Just coverage moves, Dark Pulse, Sludge Bomb, Ice Beam. I have nothing for Tinkaton. Just hoping to burn it. But Dark Pulse, Sludge Bomb, Ice Beam are fairly good into everything else. It does struggle with Spadef Corv as well. Rotom, I had Wisp at first, but I switched it to Nasty Plot last second because I found I would just be getting walled by a lot of Pokemon if I just kept lowering my special attack with Overheat. So there's Nasty Plot to help me punch through the team a little bit. I'm just max defense to take hits from Cinderace and Great Tusk. And even like a Tinkaton, Gigaton Hammer or something, even though that shouldn't be doing much. I 4 times resist it. Excadrill, I didn't know what I wanted to do with Drill this week, but I know I wanted to bring it, so I just bring SD with Spin, Earthquake, Rock Slide. Kind of just loses to Corv if it's Body Press. Not great into Zapdos either. Not a great set. Metagross, I have Iron Defense Body Press with Knockoff and Rest. Resto Chesto probably would have been better. But I do have Knockoff, which can knock off some boots on the Pokemon that are switching in on Metagross, which could be nice, get some Rock Chip on them. I did have Agility over Knockoff at first, but I thought Knockoff was nice utility in case Metagross doesn't get Iron Defense Body Press and sweeping, which to be honest, it probably won't sweep. Fizz Def Zapdos is really good into me because it's fantastic for Excadrill. It also happens to be really good into this set. So I probably shouldn't have had two Pokemon that just lose to Fizz Def Zapdos. And to be honest, Quagsire kind of loses to Fizz Def Zapdos too. Last Pokemon I have is Scarf Enam. This was Specs. I changed it to Scarf last second because I was scared of Booster Tusk. I thought it kind of just runs through my team once it gets +1 speed. Assuming it has Head Smash or Stone Edge for Rotom, although I would live a hit. And Quag could live a hit too. But I changed it to Scarf. Specs isn't going to break through Tinkaton and Corv anyways, or Muck, or Cryogonal. So I just switched to Scarf to help with their more offensive Pokemon. That's the team I brought. Not fantastic, definitely some changes I would make, but we can talk about those after the game. Let's see how it worked. So, they bring Cryogonal, pretty surprising. Hydreigon, I didn't really expect Hydreigon. I thought it was a bit too slow. It kind of loses to my Pokemon that are faster than it. Gets hit by a fighting move, gets hit by a fairy move, gets hit by Ice Beam. So, I lead Darkrai, that's my lead. They lead Hydreigon. And at this point I'm expecting it to be Choice Scarfed. Because it's leading on me. Draco Meteor won't kill me, U-turn won't kill me, so I'm fine to stay in here. I'll just click Ice Beam in case they're not Scarf, but they are. That thing being Scarf is bad because I'm Modest Enam, which means Hydreigon's going to be faster than me. So, bit of an oversight on my side. I just didn't think Scarf Hydreigon was particularly good into me. They bring in a Azumarill and I'd Ice Beam it. Maybe I should have clicked Sludge Bomb there. Great Tusk surely does not want to come in on me, but if they just click Scarf Draco Meteor, then I guess I could Sludge Bomb. And then I could go out into Enamorus the next turn. So I click Ice Beam, and then I just click Sludge Bomb. I want damage on this thing. I see that it's Assault Vest. I get the poison, which is nice, but this thing kind of did its job already. I don't know that they wanted to save it anyways. I decided to kill it with Excadrill, because I didn't want to go Enam, get choice locked into something, and get walled by a Corviknight or Cryogonal. I didn't want to click Volt Switch or take an Aqua Jet, but I decided to take an Aqua Jet on Excadrill too. To be honest, I forgot about Aqua Jet, so I just gave them half my Excadrill's HP for nothing. Maybe going Rotom, clicking Volt Switch would be better. Aqua Jet would not have done nearly as much to Rotom. Metagross couldn't kill this. Maybe I could just click Iron Defense here. I don't know. But Azumarill is down. I've lost 1.5 Pokemon. I go Enamorus as they get rocks up. They go Corviknight. I didn't want to predict anything this early in the game. I do 19% with the Moonblast. That's modest. So it tells me they are just full Split F Corv. I go Rotom. This thing is fantastic this game. Need to make sure to not let it get knocked off by Great Tusk though. They bring in Cryogonal, take a Volt Switch. They take 13. Again, max Split F. So Enamorus sucks here. It is never breaking through Split F Corv and Split F Cryo. And Scarf Hydreigon, which is probably faster. I bring in Metagross to threaten this thing out. They bring in Zapdos. I knock off. I want to get rid of the boots, and they static me. Kind of sucks, but this thing's slow anyways. Maybe I can rest that off eventually. The Heat Wave into Quag. Hurricane will 2-KO me here. That's why I switch out. So I go Excadrill, which to be fair, Hurricane would also 2-KO Excadrill. But I know they're max defense, so I think Drill would be faster than them. They do click U-turn though, getting back in Great Tusk. I decide to spin here. I did not think they would click a move to kill me. Maybe a rock move. Expecting Enamorus to switch in. They just click Ice Spinner. So they did expect the Enamorus. Maybe I could have gone Rotom there. I just did not want to risk a rock move because Rotom is still so good this game. I bring in Quagsire. They bring in Hydreigon. I want my rocks up because I knocked off those boots on Zapdos, so getting rocks up seems very valuable. I stay in on the Draco, I knew I would live, and I click Ice Beam. Maybe I should have just clicked Recover there, or just switched out into Enamorus. I really didn't think they would click Draco, just because I have some great switch-ins. But they did, and they got a lot of damage on my Quagsire for it. I decided to go Metagross here because I was pretty sure they would switch. I have an obvious switch into Enamorus on the Draco, I'd be immune to it. But to be fair, they switch into Enamorus comfortably, so it coming in is fine. They just click Draco again. Then I switch again. I go Enamorus this time. That's probably a bad play. That thing's not doing anything to me. I could have set up. I could have gone Rotom. It wouldn't have taken that much from -4 Draco. Going Enamorus didn't really help me at all. This thing sucks this game, so I decide to just Healing Wish and let it die. I don't think it was going to accomplish that much. Maybe it's nice for a switch into Hydreigon and Great Tusk, depending on what moves Great Tusk has in the back. I don't think they're Spin. They have Spin on Cryo and probably Defog Corv. So they're probably Rocks, Ice Spin, or Dual Stab, maybe Knock Off instead of Close Combat. So Quagsire's in, I get it healed up, but I go right back into Rotom, and then yeah, this Corviknight defogs. My rocks are gone for this game. And I just overheat into Zapdos, as they're just going to roost back up. And then I Volt Switch out. I figure Volt Switch is a pretty free click for the rest of this game, because Great Tusk did not want to be switching in on a Rotom. I could have Wisp, they don't want to take an overheat either. So they U-turn out as I get my rocks back up. I forgot I actually can get rocks back up. I thought Drill was rocks for some reason, but no, I have rocks on Quag. They bring in Cryo. I do not want to take a Freeze Dry. They Terra Water and get the rocks right off. They do not want the Zapdos taking rocks. Here's where I decide I just have to go for game. I click Iron Defense. Then I click Body Press into Zapdos. I do 18% and realize this thing's max defense. There's nothing I can do about this Pokemon. It has Heat Wave too, which I should have expected because I have an Excadrill. Of course they're going to bring Heat Wave. This Metagross was never going to work as long as Zapdos showed up. I decide Rotom can maybe do something this game. It's going to live a hit from Hydreigon. It can kind of just kill everything else as long as I can keep myself healthy with Pain Split. I don't think this game's over at all yet. Rotom can still win it, and I still have 2 fully healthy Pokemon in the back, although I do need to get some Sleep Turns burnt on Metagross. Out comes Hydreigon as I Volt Switch. Bring in Quagsire. I live a Draco Meteor. I figured that's what they want to go for. I just recover that health off. I can't take another one because I'm unaware, but I can go Metagross and take less damage now. And here I get to burn some sleep. Oh, no, I don't burn Sleep Turns. I go back to Quag because I figured they want to switch. They Close Combat. I did not know that was going to 2-hit KO me. I figured I lived 2 hits from this thing, which is why I set rocks back up. But will I get the roll? I do not. They 2-hit KO me. I'm very surprised they clicked Close Combat there. I guess I didn't know I had Surf. Surf would have done a lot of damage to this Great Tusk, which would have put it in range of Rotom. Maybe I should have just clicked Surf. I don't think rocks are winning me the game at this point. The damage on Great Tusk would have been better, but I was really expecting a switch back to Hydreigon or something, to be honest. So Quagsire goes down. It's all in on Rotom now. I figured they'd definitely switch here. Overheat would do so much damage to them. So I Volt Switch on the Cryogonal, and here's where I can get some Sleep Turns burnt on Metagross. But they're just going to heal themselves and probably go back to Zapdos and wall me. Or Corviknight, either one. Maybe instead of burning the Sleep Turn there, I should have gone into Rotom. Figuring as they definitely don't want to stay in with Cryogonal, it kind of just lets Metagross set up. So I go back to Rotom. Defog comes out. Rocks are now gone forever because I do not have rocks on Metagross. They bring in Cryogonal again. I decide I can take a Terra Blast. I Volt Switch out, get some damage, bring in Metagross and start body pressing things. but they bring in Zapdos, realizing that they wall me. I go back to Rotom, knowing that Zapdos does not kill me. They click Thunderbolt. I'm lucky they didn't have Hurricane. If they clicked Hurricane there, it would have killed me. I Pain Split to get some health back. They Roost. As I Overheat, I thought they would switch out into Hydreigon, which is why I didn't want to Nasty Plot or Pain Split again. So I just Overheat. But at this point, Scarf Dark Pulse on Hydreigon is probably just going to win this game. It's not looking good, but I'm hoping I can get at least one more kill to help with my differential. But this game seems unwinnable at this point. I can't really heal myself enough, and then yeah, Hydreigon's going to come in. I do Volt Switch. I know I will live a Dark Pulse, so I just need to not get flinched. They actually go for Earth Power, which tells me Dark Pulse probably would have been a roll there for it to kill. I don't know why they click Earth Power there, because Rotom is immune to it, and their Scarf. Maybe they didn't have Dark Pulse. You turn Draco Earth Power, probably Flash Cannon to have a move to hit Enamorous. So it's lucky that I live here and I can get the Body Press kill. So I got one more kill at least, but at this point the game seems over. I thought maybe I live a Great Tusk hit. I do not. They'll take some Rocky Helmet damage. Rocky Helmet probably was not worth it this game. If I was Chesto Berry, maybe. That would have been more helpful. But they bring in Great Tusk, or I bring in Rotom. I'm hoping I live a hit. I don't. Max Defense Rotom still just drops to Great Tusk. They were max attack. So there goes the game. We lose 4-0. Unfortunate, but we're 4-3 still. We're still able to make playoffs. Hoping to win next week, but even if I don't, I think it'll be up to differential, whether we make it or not. So coming off the PDL win, I won the whole thing, and now we're back to this league, losing. But that's okay. I think I played pretty well, especially with Rotom, but I think the team I brought was the reason I lost. Just improvements could have been made on every set, I think. I think analyzing the matchup more, realizing that FizzDef Zapdos is probably coming to this game because it's so good into Excadrill. It's really good into Metagross as well. Would have been good. And I would not have brought Iron Defense Body Press Metagross had I recognized that. To be honest, Weakness Policy, Agility Metagross, which I won with the week before or 2 weeks before, I can't remember, would have probably been good here. I just thought that's such a predictable set that I shouldn't bring it so often. But getting procced by a Heat Wave, getting an Agility up, Stone Edge probably still doesn't kill Zapdos, but worth considering that Metagross should have been Weakness Policy. The Drill set, I can't figure out Drill, honestly. I'm not a huge fan of this Pokemon. It just feels like it does the same thing every week, which is fine, but it's too linear to me. I like having set variety. I think I brought the right 6, but just the sets could have changed. Maybe Drill didn't need to show up. Something like Keldeo could have been really helpful for Hydreigon, Great Tusk. That's about it though. Kind of walled by Azumarill. So we lose that one. Hopefully we'll spin back next week, get a win so that we can definitely make playoffs. Thank you for watching. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.